All right, on this episode of the Randcast, we read the Tinder. At the end of the last one, I said Tinder Privacy Act. It's just the terms of service, the Tinder Privacy Agreement or whatever. So we're going to read this, or I'm going to read it to you. Our commitment to you. At Tinder, your privacy is a top priority. Your privacy is at the core of the way we design and build the services and products you know and love. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we do not compromise with your privacy. We design all of our products and services with your privacy in mind. We involve experts from various fields, including legal, security, engineering, product design, and others to make sure that no decision is taken without respect for your privacy. We strive to be transparent in the way we process your data. Because we use many of the same online services you do, we know that insufficient info and overly complicated language are common issues in privacy policies. We take the exact opposite approach. We have written our privacy policy and related documents in plain language. We actually want you to read our policies and understand our privacy practices! ! All right, here's a privacy policy. Who we are. It's effective May 25th, so something. They've given themselves enough of a buffer to really do what they want to do with your data. Who we are. If you live in the European Union, the company that is responsible for your info under this privacy policy, the quote-unquote data controller, is Match Technology Services. And that's on Pembroke House 28 to 32, Pembroke Street, Upper Dublin 2, Ireland. If you live outside, it's Match Group, LLC, 8750 North Central Expressway, Suite 1400, Dallas, Texas, 75231 US. The info we collect, I think that's what we really want to hear here. The info we collect. It goes without saying, we can't help you develop meaningful connections without some info about you, such as basic profile details and the types of people you'd like to meet. We also collect info generated as you use our services, for example, access logs, as well as info from third parties. Like when you access our services through a social media account. If you want additional info, we go into more detail below. See, this is something that I probably should have researched as to the why. But in a time when I was like, I want to be on Tinder, but then I'm like, I don't want to use Facebook. Ironically, now I'm using Facebook. But now it's like, well, I think this is the thing, right? Like, Facebook is like, so many things now require either you can log in through Google, you can log in through Twitter. But if you want an Instagram business account, you have to use Facebook. You have to set up a Facebook page, which requires you to have Facebook. And then there's other things too. There's something else I forgot. Some other service that requires Facebook. Probably more than one. Anyway. Info you give us. You choose to give us certain info when using our services. This includes when you create an account. You provide us with at least your login credentials, as well as some basic details necessary for the service to work, such as your gender and date of birth. When you complete your profile, you can share with us any additional info, such as details on your personality, lifestyle, interests, and other details about you, as well as content such as photos and videos. To add certain content, like pics and videos, you may allow us to access your camera or photo album. Some of the info you choose to provide us may be considered quote-unquote special or quote-unquote sensitive in certain jurisdictions. For example, your racial or ethnic origins, sexual orientation, and religious beliefs. By choosing to provide this info, you consent to our processing of that info. When you subscribe to a paid service or make a purchase directly from us, you provide us our payment service provider with info, such as your debit card or credit card number or other financial info. When you participate in surveys or focus groups, you give us your insights into our products and services, responses to our questions, and testimonials. When you choose to participate in our promotions, events, or contests, we collect info that you use to register or enter. If you contact our customer care team, we collect the info you give us during the interaction. Sometimes we monitor or record these interactions for training purposes, blah, blah, blah. If you ask us to communicate with us If you ask us to communicate with or otherwise process info or of other people, for example, if you ask us to send an email on your behalf to one of your friends, we collect the info about others that you give us. Yeesh. We collect the info about others that you give us in order to complete your request. Of course, we also process your chats with other users as well as the content you publish as part of the operation. Info we receive from others. Social media, login, partners. Alright, info collected when you use our services. When you use our services, we collect info about which features you've used, how you've used them, and the devices you use to access our services. See below for more details. Usage info. We collect info about your activity on our services. For instance, how you use them. Example, the date and time you logged in, features you've been using, searches, clicks, and pages which have been shown to you, referring web page addresses, advertising that you click on, and how you interact with other users. Example, users you connect and interact with, time and date of your exchanges, number of messages you send and receive. Device info. We collect info from and about the device or devices you use to access our services, including hardware and software info such as IP address, device ID, and type, device-specific and apps, settings, and characteristics, app crashes, advertising IDs, such as Google's AAID and Apple's IDFA, both of which are randomly generated numbers that you can reset by going into your device settings, browser type, version and language, operating system, time zones, identifiers associated with cookies or other technologies that may uniquely identify your device or browser. Example, IMEI, UDID, and MAC address. Info on your... I'm laughing because I'm thinking of how I'm going to actually chop up part of this rant and put it on IG. That should be interesting. Anyway, info on your wireless and mobile network connection, like your service provider and signal strength. Info on device sensors such as accelerometers, gyroscopes, and compasses. Other info with your consent, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, cookies. All right, I think cookies are worth it. I'm not going to get too far into it, but we're going to read the cookies because I'm sure y'all see that and you don't even really think about what that means. Cookies and other similar data collection technologies. Meaning you always see this site uses cookies and you probably just click on it. Anyway, we use and may allow others to use cookies and similar tech, web beacons, pixels to recognize you and your devices. You may read our cookie policy for more info on why we use them, such as authenticating you, remembering your preferences and settings, analyzing site traffic and trends, delivering and measuring the effectiveness of advertising campaigns, and how you can better control their use through your browser settings and other tools. Some web browsers, including Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, and Chrome, have a Do Not Track DNT feature that tells a website that the user does not want to have his or her online activity tracked. If a website that responds to a DNT signal receives a DNT signal, the browser can block that website from collecting certain info about the browser's user. Not all browsers offer a DNT option yet, and DNT signals are not yet uniform. For this reason, many businesses, including Tinder, do not currently respond to DNT signals. Okay, bro. How we use info. The main reason we use your info is to deliver and improve our services. Additionally, we use our info to keep you safe and to provide you with advertising that may be of interest to you. Read on for more detailed explanation of the various reasons we use your info together with practical examples. This is not much different than some of the other ones. I've skimmed some of the other ones. Discord hit me up with one of theirs. Well, hit me up with theirs. I read Twitter's. Anyway, I'll keep reading here. Okay, blah, blah, blah. See, this is what I mean. Like, even with the simplification, it's kind of like... Okay, here we go. To improve our services and develop new ones. Administer focus groups and surveys, conduct research and analysis of users' behavior to improve our services and content, develop new features and services. For example, we may decide to build a new interests-based feature further to requests received from users, to prevent, detect, and fight fraud, to ensure legal compliance, consent, legitimate interests, how we share your info with other users. We share info with other users when you voluntarily disclose your information, including your public profile. Please be careful with your info and make sure that the content you share is stuff that you're comfortable being publicly viewable, since neither you nor we can control what others do with your info once you share it. This is why the dirty.com can operate the way it does, because I'm not plugging them. I'm just telling you about the site. That's why you can see people's literally things that people just take off of Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and then they post the picture, and then they come with a slanderous posting underneath, because it's like, well, you put your picture up, so. And a lot of it too, it's funny because a lot of the pics are like, well, actually it's not true. It's not true, because some of it looks like some of the pictures that people are using to slander people are on the dirty are you can tell it's like a girl sent like a booty pic to somebody, and then the dude posted the pic, or like the dude takes like a shirtless selfie or a dick pic and then sends it to the girl, and the girl uses that. You know what I mean? That's literally what's going on there. In some cases. In other cases, it's literally just Facebook that they swipe and jack the picture from. Anyway. Blah, blah. With our Match Group businesses. Tinder is part of the Match Group family of businesses, which, as the date of this privacy policy, includes websites and apps. Okay, this is interesting. Such as Tinder, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish. Tinder, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, Match, Meetic, which I'd never heard of, Black People Meet, which I probably should have heard of but never heard of, Love Scout 24, never heard of, Our Time, never heard of, Pairs, never heard of, Perfecto, never heard of, and Tool, TWOO. For more details, click here. Open new tab. Funny. At Match.com, Safari cannot open the page because it could not connect to the server. Is that the Ireland one? Maybe that's why. Anyway, continue on. For corporate transactions, blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on, man. Like, y'all can read this. This is the Tinder one. Maybe the Tinder one, maybe because it's the dating one, and it's the one that you guys use to scoop. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll mean something to you. I don't know. Here we go. Here's an interesting one. Cross-border data transfers. Sharing of info laid out in Section 6 sometimes involves cross-border data transfers, for instance, to the US of A and other jurisdictions. As an example, where the service allows for users to be located in the European Economic Area, their personal info is transferred to the countries outside of the EEA. We use standard contract clauses approved by the European Commission or other suitable safeguard to permit data transfers from the EEA to other countries. Standard contractual clauses are commitments between companies transferring personal data, binding them to protect the privacy and security of your data. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, y'all get the picture. Residents of California, interesting. If you are a California resident, you can request a notice disclosing the categories of personal info about you that we have shared with third parties for their direct marketing purposes during the preceding calendar year. To request this notice, please submit your request here. Please allow 30 days for a response. How we protect your info. We work hard to protect you from unauthorized access to or alteration, disclosure, or destruction of your personal info. As with all tech companies, although we take steps to secure your info, we do not promise, and you should not expect, that your that your personal info will always remain secure. We regularly monitor our systems for possible vulnerabilities and attacks and regularly review our info collection, storage, and processing practices to update our physical, technical, and organizational security measures. We may suspend your use of all or part of the services without notice if we suspect or detect any breach of security. If you believe that your account or info is no longer secure, please notify us immediately here. In order to ensure that our systems and your info are protected against unauthorized access, theft, and loss, we implemented a bug bounty program. Interesting. For more info about our bug bounty program, please click here. I am clicking right now. That's crazy. Keep that tab open and then go back. How long will we retain your info? We keep your personal info only as long as we need it for legitimate business purposes, as laid out in Section 5, and as permitted by applicable law. To protect the safety and security of our users on and off our services, we implement a safety retention window of 3 months following account deletion. During this period, account info will be retained, although accounts, and I said earlier that I was going to not go the full way in, but I might as well just use this entire episode just to kind of clownishly go through this. To protect the safety and security of our users on and off our services, we implement a safety retention window of 3 months following account deletion. During this period, account info will be retained, although the account will of course not be visible on the services anymore. In practice, we delete or anonymize your info upon deletion of your account, following the safety retention window, or after 2 years of continuous inactivity, unless we must keep it to comply with applicable law. For instance, some quote-unquote traffic data is kept for 1 year to comply with statutory data retention obligations. We must keep it to evidence our compliance with applicable law. For instance, records of consents to our terms privacy policy and other similar consents are kept for 5 years. There is an outstanding issue, claim, or dispute requiring us to blah, blah, blah. Children's privacy. Our services are restricted to users who are 18 years of age or older. We do not permit users under the age of 18 on our platform, and we do not knowingly collect personal info from anyone under the age of 18. If you suspect that a user is under the age of 18, please use the reporting mechanism available through the service. Okay there, buddy. How to contact us. So I pretty much just went through all of this in less than 20 minutes. And I did jump over some, but let's just say that it took, in theory, it can take you maybe like a 30 to 45 minute read, depending on how fast you can read. So there you go. There's Tinder's privacy policy. Maybe I'll read another one. Let me see what else is going on here. Let's see the Discord, because Discord hit me up. So let me see the Discord privacy policy. Let's see, Discord. I am in my inbox. Here we go. Here's a quick summary. We are asking, I want to read the whole thing. May 25th. Discordapp.com. Welcome to Discord. Discord provides a social online and mobile chat platform via the Discord website, the quote-unquote site, the Discord application, the quote-unquote app, and related internet services, collectively, the quote-unquote services. The service is operated by Discord Inc., the quote-unquote company, quote-unquote we, or quote-unquote us, for the users of the service, quote-unquote you. Information we collect. Data we collect automatically. Your device ID, IP address. We may store the info, or such info may be included in databases owned by and maintained by affiliates, agents, sorry for burping, or service providers. The services may use such info and pool it with other info to track, for example, the total number of visitors to our site. Aggregated info. In an ongoing effort to better understand and serve the users of the services, We may conduct research on our customer demographics, interests, and behavior based on the info collected. This research may be compiled and analyzed on an aggregate basis, and we may share this aggregate data with our affiliates, agents, business partners. We may also disclose aggregated users' statistics in order to describe our services to current and prospective business partners and to other third parties. Cookies. And we'll see how much this varies from the other one. Or maybe this is just legal, like they just have a copy and paste thing. We may employ cookies and similar tech to keep track of your local computer settings, such as which account you have logged into and notification settings. Cookies are pieces of data that sites and services can set on your browser or device that can be read on future visits. We may expand our use of cookies to save additional data as new features are added to the service. In addition, we use tech such as web beacons and single pixel GIFs to record log data such as open rates for emails sent by the system. Advertisements. So on and so forth. Our use okay, here we go. We use the info you provide in a manner that is consistent with this privacy policy. If you provide info for a certain reason, we may use the info in connection with the reason for which it was provided. For instance, if you contact us by email, we will use the info you provide to answer your question or resolve your problem. Also, if you provide info in order to obtain access to the services, we will use your information to provide you with access to such services and to monitor your use of services. The company and its subsidiaries and affiliates, the quote-unquote related companies, may also use your info collected through the services to help us improve the content and functionality of the services, to better understand our users and to improve the services. The company and its affiliates may use this info to contact you in the future to tell you about services we believe will be of interest to you. If we do so, each marketing communication we send you will contain instructions permitting you to quote-unquote opt out of receiving future marketing communications. In addition, if at any time you wish to not receive any future marketing communications or you wish to have your name deleted from our mailing list, please contact us as indicated below. Business transfers, consents related to companies, developers. This is who they disclose your info with. Legal requirements, who may disclose your info if required to do so by law. Unsolicited info. See, even in my little clownish narration, it's like it's done now. Like, it's basically done. There was the remaining sections were like the children one, data retention, links to other sites. So anyway, I'm gonna let the music ride out. Though that's the Tinder and Discord privacy policies.